I'm Miss Teresa. Welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading two stories by one of my favorite authors, Dr. Seuss. His birthday is coming up, so I thought we would celebrate by reading some of his stories. And the first story is one I had never read until just a couple of days ago, and it's called What Was I Scared Of? So let's read it together. And hopefully this is a new story to you too. What Was I Scared Of? By Dr. Seuss. Well, I was walking in the night, and I saw nothing scary, for I have never been afraid of anything. Not very. Then I was deep within the woods when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants with nobody inside them. I wasn't scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for? As we look up the lane, we can see those green pants. And then they moved, those empty pants. They kind of started jumping, and then my heart, I must admit, it kind of started thumping. So I got out. I got out fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that, I did not care for. No, sir. And there he goes, and it looks like those pants are going to chase after him. I had to do an errand there and fetch some Gretchen spinach. Well, I had fetched the spinach. I was starting back through town. When those pants raced round a corner, they almost knocked me down. I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home. Believe me, I had really had a scare. Now, bicycles were never made for pale green pants to ride 'em, especially spooky pale green pants with nobody inside 'em. And the next night, I was fishing for doubt trout on Ruver River when those pants came rowing toward me. Well, I started to shiver. And by now I was so frightened that I'll tell you, but I hate to. I screamed and rode away and lost my hook and line and bait too. There he goes, and there goes his fishing pole right into the water, and I think his bucket of fish are going in as those green pants are rowing towards him. I ran and found a brickle bush. I hid myself away. I got brickles in my britches, but I stayed there anyway. I stayed all night, the next night too. I'd be there still, no doubt, but I had to do an errand, so the next night I went out. See, can you see our little friend? There he is hiding. We can just see his face in the bush. I had to do an errand, had to pick a peck of snide in the dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide. I said, I do not fear those pants with nobody inside them. I said and said and said those words. I said them, but I lied them. There he is. He's picking the snide, but he looks a little bit worried. Then I reached inside a snide bush, and the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone. And I'll bet that you know who. Uh-oh, who is he going to touch? It's the pants. And there I was, caught in the snide. And in that dreadful place, those spooky empty pants and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help. I screamed, I shrieked. I howled, I yowled, I cried. Oh, save me from these pale green pants with nobody inside. But then a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me. All along, I think those pants have been afraid of our friend. I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty pants, with nobody inside them. And I think we have a new set of friends. And now we meet quite often, those empty pants and I, and we never shake or tremble. We both smile and we say, hi. There is our little friend in our pants walking by, each saying, hi. That is the end. Such a great story about not being afraid. And such a different story. Like I said, that was one I had never read before, and I hope it's a new Dr. Seuss story to you. We have one more story today, another Dr. Seuss, and it's called I Can Read with My Eyes Shut. And this is one of my favorites to read out loud. It's very silly, and you have to watch those pictures so you can see everything that the Cat in the Hat and the little Cat in the Hat do. So let's read together. I Can Read with My Eyes Shut by Dr. Seuss. I can read in red. I can read in blue. I can read in pickle color too. If we look at that Cat in the Hat, he's wearing green sunglasses. I can read in bed and in purple and in brown. I can read in a circle and upside down. Look at that silly Cat in the Hat upside down in the circle. I can read with my left eye. I can read with my right. I can read Mississippi with my eyes shut tight. There he is, and our little Cat in the Hat looks very surprised that he can read with his eyes closed. Mississippi, Indianapolis, and Hallelujah too. I can read them with my eyes shut. That is very hard to do. But it is bad for my hat and makes my eyebrows get red hot. So, reading with my eyes shut, I don't do an awful lot. Look at our poor Cat in the Hat. His hat is all shrivelly, it's not up straight, and his eyebrows are so red, and he just looks worn out. He looks so tired. So let's see what he does. And when I keep them open, I can read with much more speed. You have to be a speedy reader, because there's so much to read. You can read about trees, and bees, and knees on trees, and bees on threes. Look at how silly those trees look with those legs sticking out of them. You can read about anchors and all about ants. You can read about ankles and crocodile pants. Those silly crocodiles in the pants. You can read about hoses and how to smell roses and what you should do about owls on noses. Young cat, if you keep your eyes open enough, oh, the stuff you will learn, the most wonderful stuff. You'll learn about fish bones and wishbones. You'll learn about trombones too. You'll learn about Jake the pillow snake and all about Foo-Foo the snoo. You can learn about ice. You can learn about mice and mice on ice and ice on mice. You can learn about the price of ice. If we read that sign, it says, nice ice for sale, 10 cents a pail. Look at poor little cat. A lot of that ice has fallen out of the bucket. It's even on his hat. You can learn about sad and glad and mad. There are so many things you can learn about, but you'll miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. You might learn a way to earn a few dollars, or how to make donuts or kangaroo collars. You can learn to read music and play a hutzut if you keep your eyes open, but not with them shut. Look at that instrument the cat is playing. If you read with your eyes shut, you're likely to find that the place where you're going is far, far behind. And if we look real close, I think the cat in the hat is driving with his eyes closed. Cat, open those eyes. So that's why I tell you to keep your eyes wide. Keep them wide open, at least on one side. And there are our two cats. Looks like they're reading that storybook together, each with one eye open. The end. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our two Dr. Seuss books. I look forward to seeing you next time on Storytime. Bye!